It's Thursdays with Franco, where we talk capabilities, projects, and emerging trends. And we've got a couple of people here today, a couple of familiar ones, but a brand newie. Jason Dodunksi. How are you, Jason?
Hey Franco, I'm very well. Thank you for having me today.
And I might let Stuart ask you what you're going to show. Over to
Yeah.
you,
Hey,
Stuart.
Jason, what are you going to show? No, it's good to see you. And look, thank you because obviously we cover a few things with the database, Apex, some AI things, and I think what you're going to cover is obviously in that theme, but a little bit different to what we usually talk about, which is great because obviously our the ecosystems in which we live are quite diverse. So, what are you going to talk about?
I'm going to share today, I suppose it's become a bit of a passion. And that's it's technology that Oracle have brought to market called Heatwave. And essentially Heatwave's built on the MySQL open source database technology. Which probably leads me to my first pop quiz question
Well,
before I get kicked
before
off.
you do that, Jason, I just need to thank Chris Spierings for suggesting yourself to come on here. And
Yeah, thanks,
Chris,
Chris.
might just get you to say hello.
Hello, I'm very excited for this session. I suppose, just a part-time amateur user of MySQL, and Jason has shown me some things with Heatwave recently and has got me quite passionate about it. And I can also see there's some other things that I'm quite interested in around RESTful services and Apex, and I'm wondering if there's going to be some synergies. So I'm going to be asking hard questions.
Goody. Goody.
Okay, go,
Um,
Jason.
cool. So I'm going to open this up to Stuart and Franco, but not Chris, because I think Chris is already, he had a cheat session last week with this. So the first question is around MySQL, the open source database technology. Where do you guys think that sits in the market, ranked, against, all the other open source databases, Postgres, ScalaDB, etc.?
I think it's right up there, isn't it? It's top one or two, if I'm not mistaken. I think
Not a
Franco.
bad guess.
Hey
I,
Jason, I'm gonna have a stab in the dark at this. I reckon it might
No
be
one
the.
asked you, James.
Oh, I'm not allowed to answer. All right, I'll leave it.
I know it's very popular with a lot of deployments, and it used to be very popular in forums, with the LAMP stack. So it's got like a very strong base there, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's actually rated number one, ranked
There you
number one.
go.
So there should be plenty of MySQL database out there. Um, which then kind of, why are we talking about it? Why is Oracle talking about it? Oracle's got Oracle database, right? Oracle is actually the number one contributor to the MySQL code base. You jump
Yeah.
on GitHub and you can see all the Oracle commits, right? We're real passionate about giving back to that code source. So we understand Oracle databases, we understand MySQL databases. Let's get stuck in and have a look around. So I'm going to start here with the OCI console.
before I'm going to be a pain again. Um,
Yeah,
the old man eyes. I actually, you're probably got a nice big screen.
I
For some of
unfortunately
us,
do.
we're working off a little baby laptop.
That's
That's
probably
it.
a bit, that's
Yeah,
probably extreme. Here we go. How's that looking?
yeah, that's better for the old man.
Cool. All right, I'll stand back here. Right. So like a lot of our services here in OCI, it's a PaaS, right? Oracle MySQL Heatwave, it's a PaaS, and with a few clicks of a button, we can go off and do we want the always free model? Well, we've got too many of those deployed in our tenancy, but a dev test or production, give it a name, set up a username and password, configure a single instance or highly available. The highly available instance is three instances that have automatic failover and zero data loss. Pick pick a network that you want to put it on, and
I've just learned something, Jason. I
yeah,
didn't know there
go.
was a free. I didn't know there was an always free version. There
There's
you go.
definitely there's an always free, all
Brilliant.
right? But not in our tenancy.
No, well, that
and
aside.
then you pick your shape, right? We click some storage and we create it.
So I don't connect. I don't create Heatwave separately. I create Heatwave as part of the database.
Well, you can create it at that time. We can create it later. I'll go into that now. Here's one I prepared earlier. So we have again, everything you expect from a PaaS in a hyperscaler cloud. You've got access mode, read write. We want to scale up the shape. We want to scale down the shape. We want to add storage, create configuration. All that, backup plans. All that's beautiful. Deletion plans have some sort of retention policy, so it can't just automatically be deleted without waiting whatever days. And turn on, turn off high availability, right? You started up a service, you just want to test it. Cool, we're going to production, we need high availability, bang that on. Everything's good. All the way down to even if we want Oracle managed read replicas, right?
What about patching and things like that? Jason, is that handled
Yeah,
for you? Or
it's
yeah?
not handled for you. It's there. So at the moment on this one, we've got 932. I'm on the innovation release. We've got the
Right.
2 tracks. You can't actually see the other track. We've got the long-term support track, which is 8.41, something around there.
Yeah.
I've upgraded to the innovation track so that I can get all the latest, greatest features. But with a click of a button, 942, hit update. We're running the latest version.
Okay.
And then create read replicas. We want some more read capacity. Offload some of that. We can create a read replica, managed read replica. Now, back to Stuart's question around Heatwave. Right, I've actually enabled it already. So again, I haven't actually explained what Heatwave is. Right, that's that in-memory query accelerator. This is going to give you OLAP or analytical database functionality similar to ADW right next to your transactional database. So you've got a MySQL does transactional database really, really well. It's running your LAMP stack, it's running whatever, but now you want to start drilling into that data, getting some intelligence. Typically, in the old world, you'd have to worry about ETL pipelines and then securing another database and patching another database. This Heatwave, we turn it on. We turn it on. We create it, however many nodes and memory sizes we like to fit our data into it. And now we've got in-memory columnar data, right, with 0 ETL, real time.
And so this is kind of built and maintained as the database is performing its updates. Is that
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Does that cost so you're talking about MySQL and then having Heatwave enabled on it. What is the pricing like on this? Is it expensive?
It's not too bad.
Cheap?
It's not. Oh, here we go. Something I prepared earlier. Right. So it's licensed. Or it's priced in 2 components. It's how much is how many CPUs do you want for your OLTP or transactional NODB really is the database engine underneath. How much storage are you running on that? So a terabyte of storage, 16 CPUs, and then how much of that are you putting into Heatwave? Right.
So you
These
got
might.
a 16 eCPU database with in memory and it's costing $700 a
It's costing
month.
$1,500 a
Oh,
month.
$1,500 a month, is it? Right.
Yep.
Okay.
But look, you might not be loading all 1 terabyte of data into your Heatwave, right? You might only be running 100 gig, right? You've got a lot of tables there, but only some of those tables we're actually going to be using for analytics. What I want to show you
Okay.
now quickly is something I prepared earlier. It's all good and well to talk about that, but what is it actually? Let's get our hands dirty. What I've got here, Visual Studio Code.
Once again, make it bigger for me.
Of course, sorry. Zoom in.
Is it? Yeah, that's it.
One more, or is that good?
Yeah, one more for me.
Yeah, control mouse.
Where did I just had that view appearance.
I think you can use control mouse wheel if you've got a mouse wheel.
All right, we're good. We've got it sorted.
All good.
Okay, so Visual Studio Code, right? Everyone, it's fairly popular. Most people have heard of it, used it. There's a plugin. We've developed a plugin for it. So back to, I'm just tunneling to a SSH tunnel to a host, connected to my database. And here are all the schemas on my database, right? I've got a few projects I mess around with. And then I've got some notebooks that I've prepared earlier. Open my notebook. Cool. And let's remove all results. So, within 3-4 commands here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the airport database, right? And load that into Heatwave, right? Now that database is loaded into Heatwave, any new transactions, updates, deletes are all going to be reflected instantly into Heatwave. I'm going to run a query though, and the first time I run this query, I'm going to I'm going to run it with the Heatwave engine off. It's having a think because I think this might still be loading. I don't usually do the unload load thing. I usually have it automatically loaded in. Here we go. All right, so it's loaded in. Okay, so I'm going to run this not complex query, but it's not a simple query, and this is going to come back in around a minute, right? This is just using it's just a query against a regular MySQL database, InnoDB database, and it's come back in around 8 seconds. We can run that again to make sure it's not cached. Might take a bit longer, might take it not. But to answer your question before, Chris, you can see I've got all these databases in here, GenAI, Bookworld, e-commerce, ML data, movies. Not all of these I've loaded into the Heatwave engine. So, okay, so that's 8 seconds again. What I'm going to do here is now I'm going to turn on the engine and run that same query. Now this is using OLAP, right? And it's come back in 173 milliseconds. I haven't done any ETL. I haven't done any funny business behind the scenes. We're running a query against the OLAP database.
And this is the same like SQL connection that you've got, right? You've just done some trickery there to say use Heatwave or not use Heatwave.
Yep. So it comes into a query filter. The query filter then says, fire that off to the in-memory query accelerator or run it up against the InnoDB. So
let's imagine you are an application developer who had a MySQL database, and then they decided they want to use Heatwave. There's nothing special that they really need to do. There's just some.
No, the special thing is, where did my cursor go? Heatwave load.
Right.
Use secondary engine. Right. Two commands, and we've got, and this might not be against a analytics cloud or anything like this. It might just be your general queries inside your app.
Okay, so it's not just analytical queries that are going to benefit from Heatwave.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's nice to know. So it's like fast equals true switch in the database that we used to turn on. Yeah.
Yep.
I've got one of those on my car. My wife doesn't like it. Does it impact, is rights impacted, like, because it's dumping stuff into a cache as well? How's that work?
Not at all. So I mean, it's not impacted at all, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, it's still right using that NODB under the hood. It's just replicating that data over into the in-memory accelerator.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Right.
presumably your app developer wouldn't even know or care if the heat wave is enabled.
Not at all. Not at all. And I mean, Franco made me promise no slides, so I can't show you the architectural picture, but you know, we can take that offline and have a look at that later. But it breaks down how that all kind of lays out.
So Jason, Stu, and myself, and Franco love all things Apex. Is there anything that I can get excited about with Heatwave
We
or
can.
MySQL?
Can I go through these other three tabs quickly? Have
Yeah,
I got
Yep.
sure.
time? Have I got time?
Yeah, you have.
Yep.
But to answer your question, Stu, Franco, Chris, deploy your Apex app. Look for a data source, MySQL.
Yeah.
Yep,
All right.
simple as that. Deploy Oaks. Look for a data source, MySQL. Right. A couple of things, you know, some piping there. Private access channels need to be set up, but otherwise, it's not insurmountable. It's pretty simple. 5-10 minutes.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
have to admit, I have used Apex against MySQL tables that I exposed as heterogeneous links in Autonomous. And it was more of just get something done. So that's what I did. The REST API stuff, I'd probably investigate. Does anyone on this call, what's the quickest, easiest way to turn a MySQL table into a REST API?
It's definitely a feature that's available. REST endpoints for MySQL are available. It's not something I've actually had a minute to open up and
Okay.
So
expose myself
this
to.
is like an ords thing, right? We configure ords
Yep.
to talk to it. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Very exciting the way these all work together.
So and remove all results, right? Okay. So because Oracle built this heatwave technology, it's really opened up a lot of possibilities, right? And the first possibility here is ML, machine learning, right? We've got this data. We now have the ability to do in database machine learning without sending it off to data science, without having Jupyter notebooks, without being data scientist experts. All right. Again, we're just gonna in this example I've used the table movies. I've loaded that movies database into Heatwave, and because it's now out of a transactional database and into an OLAP database, we can use that speed and power to train a machine learning model. We're gonna, on this example, train a recommendation model. So that takes about a minute, but when it comes back, we're able to then, with another command, basically load that model and predict for user 600 watch movies he should be watching. All right. So I said a minute. It took 25 seconds. So we've loaded that model, and I'm now a machine learning data scientist expert. Right. User 600 should be looking at movies 408, 318, and 169 based on the machine learning.
It's great. I got a confession to make. I like machine learning, but it can be very hard to play data scientist, and to have some tooling like this that can do that for you is very helpful.
Just makes it it starts bringing it into the developers wheelhouse, something to play with. This is probably not going to work because I didn't get an opportunity to reset my pre-authenticated request URL. But in this or back to actually just quickly back to my console, right? Because we've got Heatwave. Sorry. View cluster details. Where is it? I'm being dumb now. Being silly. Oh, it's right there. Because we've got Heatwave, now we can start playing with things like Lakehouse. Right, we can use our MySQL and Heatwave to use a Lakehouse and access some of these CSV, Parquet, whatever files sitting in object storage. Right, and again, without a whole lot of complexity, right? I can use this table. I can use this database, create a table. This is a table versus of SailGP IoT database data, right? So their flap angles, the rudder angles, the whatever, right? Wing twists. Point it to my CSV that's sitting in object storage. Load it and select a bunch of data out of it. It's not going to work because I need to. Oh, did I drop that?
Mm.
I'll just drop it. I'll just drop that table. Bugger. I should have just gone to that one. Anyway, like I say, I'd have to create that par again, but you get the point, right? We're using our MySQL database, our most popular open source database, now as a data lake.
Nice.
And so
Right. So go ahead.
we're about to wrap up. Is there any parting points before I wrap up?
If I can have 23 seconds,
Go.
I'll quickly show you the last magic that Heatwave has in its wheelhouse, and that's the ability to do AI. Right, we can use it as a vector database. We can create stored procedures with prompts for the Cohere and Metal Armor data, Metal Armor language models. If you want to use other models, we can pipe them out. But this is my quick demo of a really dodgy LAMP server that I've created that I can do because I've got those stored procedures. I can analyze the sentiment, right? So it's come back and summarized it and said that's a positive review. That's
So
all
that
I've got.
was that's coming. So you created a procedure in the MySQL database, and it's a JavaScript stored procedure. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
And it's using AI to do sentiment analysis, or it's using AI to do any of the AI things. Yeah.
Sorry, yes, it's used. I
The-
mean, it's used in the database to do the AI side of things. The store procedure was more around the prompt, right? If I told the
yeah.
prompt to act like a pirate and jump on one leg, that's what would have been stored in the JavaScript.
And you were saying you can do vector searching, so you can load documents and chunk them and do
RAG.
RAG.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's a very capable data platform, isn't it? And I know we're just about out of time, but the reason I bring this up is because you had one of your customers in the Brisbane office the other week, and you were talking to them without naming names. So this was a online retailer
Yep,
that's kind of born in the cloud, and they were using MySQL, weren't they?
they did. They are. They came from another hyperscaler. They moved over to Oracle, seen the performance of the heat wave with their own data. You know, we stood up a cloud assisted trial, copied their data into the trial, showed them, you know, more or less that first demo where you know, here's your query with the accelerator turned on. The rest is history.
Yeah, there you go.
Like it
Exciting. And they're
didn't
using it in
require
their fulfillment, right?
in
To do
their
fulfillment
fulfillment
from
in
memory.
their warehouse. So
Yeah.
didn't require any refactoring of their database, you know, their application. It was point it to this end.
I think this calls for maybe a more deeper dive workshop with you, Jason, and the MySQL crew sometime in the future.
Happy to do.
Now, I reckon Chris asked those extra couple of questions because before this session, Chris would have had the longest Thursdays with Franco session. Now, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he
Jason
can
wins
say,
the prize.
yeah, it's no longer me, it's Jason. He just keeps talking. Just to wrap up, hey, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge today, Jason. But I just want to clarify, it sounds like if I'm just using basic MySQL, there's a couple of choices on OCI. One of them is PAS based. I can start with basic MySQL and I can turn Heatwave on very quickly.
That's right.
Things like backups and patching, they're pretty much just part of the environment. I don't need to have lots of people worrying about that for me. And being able to restore backups, all of that is set up, easy done.
Yeah, it's all stored in object storage. You can have cross-region replication. A lovely, sorry, I keep on talking, but there's a lovely new feature. Full stack disaster recovery now supports MySQL, so you can have that automated playbook, runbook, DR drills, all of that to different regions for the MySQL product, just like you can with the Oracle databases.
Now I hear you're going to be coming back in a few weeks and you're going to be showing us full stack recovery. Is that true?
Hopefully.
That'll be great.
Hopefully he's looking for commitment, but yes,
No,
yeah,
it's all
hopefully.
good. And also you did quickly throw out the word read replica. So the idea is if people want to have some clones out there for reporting purposes, that's easy done as well.
Yep, that if you wanna make sure that you're potentially, right? Potentially you want to have your application look at that database, have a read replica over here that is now supporting, that can be hammered by whoever, wherever, whatever. You can have that read replica there.
Great. Okay. And HA, I do want to ask about, can you tell me a little bit more about how HA is set up with MySQL?
So with a click of a button, you get three nodes. You still got it's not load balanced across those three nodes. You're going to have a virtual IP that represents all three of those nodes, but you're going to have your primary MySQL server serving those requests, and should that fail, have a hiccup, whatever, that virtual IP will pick up one of the other HA nodes.
Great way to finish. Thank you. Thank you for a great session today, MySQL Heatwave, Jason Dodunksi, and thank you very much, Stuart and Chris, for helping us along this discovery today.